Nowadays, many sport players and athletes use performing-enhancing drug, which is steroid, to increase their energy level during their sports competition. In this case, the league policy is the random drug testing with a penalty of 10 days suspension for a first offenders for taking steroids. Many baseball players have tested positive steroids and they have been given a suspended sentence from playing baseball and also fined. But this punishment seems to have no effect on them, where the amount of the fine is very small compared to their much higher salaries. This kind of punishment seems to have been looked down upon by most baseball players, as they will continue to take the steroids. However, this punishment is a slight setback, and the Congress and also the public were dissatisfied with it. So the baseball commissioner Bud Selig has introduced a new tougher policy, which is 3 strikes and you were out policy. It looks that professional sports are attempting to have or enjoy the good aspect of something while avoiding or coping with the darker side. Behavior that can lead to fame and wealth for individuals and teams can also lead to punishment.
What type of reinforcement schedule does random drug testing represent? Is this type of schedule typically effective or ineffective? There are 4 types of reinforcement schedule, which is fixed schedule, variable schedule, interval schedule, and the others. Random drug testing is type of variable interval reinforcement schedule. Interval schedule entail reinforcing a behavior after a set period of time. As the name suggests, this type of schedule occurs when a response is rewarded after an unknown amount of time has passed. The reinforcement schedule in this case is done at random and without warning. For answer the question whether this type of schedule typically effective or not, the answer is yes. Random drug testing is effective. It is usually successful because athletes are unaware of the test and when it will be conducted. As a result, the athletes are caught off guard.
The examples of behavior that we can see is when the athletes taking steroids and plan for the match fixings. Initially, it will give reward to them, but once the public know about this, their reputation will destroy. In fact, the whole organization also will face hook losses. If I as manager, I will do a random drug testing and will give their punishment. While for the match fixings, I will suspend them for joining all the match for 5 years. The other example for behavior that we can see is where the bad behavior of athletes when they get the popularity. At first, they will get higher salary because he's the best players, but if he too comfortable and defaults of his popularity, it will make the organization profit decrease. So what I will do if I as manager, I will give him a motivation and make sure him be a successful athlete.
If I was the commissioner of baseball, I will take several steps to try to reduce the use of steroids in baseball. The first step is I will continue to do random drug testing. Random drug testing is unexpected and unannounced. The players will never know when the testing will be held until it's time to test. They will definitely can avoid this if they tested positive steroids. The second step is warn the athlete about the steroids usage. I will always warn and tell them the heavy punishment they will get if someone caught using steroids. The next step is take a stricter punishment. I would take Bud Selig 3 strikes and you were out policy as a guidance to punish the positive steroids player. This punishment is very strict and can help them to avoid taking the steroids. Is punishment likely to be the most effective deterrent? Yes. The most effective deterrent is punishment. The athletes must really love their sports and teams, so they will try as hard as they can to avoid the punishment and protect their career. So they will not try to take the steroids.
Now we continue to the question number 4. It is ever okay to allow potentially ethical behavior, which on the surface may benefit organization, to persist? Why or why not? The answer is organizations should not allow unethical behavior because it is immoral. Unethical behavior should not be continued even if in appearance it can benefit the organization. For the short term, it may be beneficial, but for the long term can have a negative impact on an organization from various aspects. This is because any unethical behavior can directly affect the reputation of the organization. In today's world, a well-known organization is most important part of organizational building, where people like to buy the service from reputable organization. It creates organizational goodwill. For example, in certain case, the organization could be a baseball team and unethical behavior could be the use of steroid by player. This can help team build a strong impact and can help them win a lot of game as well. But when people find out that the win is not because of hard work, but with the help of steroid, all their impression will be a stake. This has tarnished the reputation of organization that is already well known and has managed to win in many competitions simply due to the behavior of players who use steroid while playing. In addition, a player or team may lose a sponsor because unethical behavior has become public knowledge. And they will also lose fans due to ethical behavior used when participating in competition. That's all from me, and thank you.
As a conclusion, steroid cannot be used in the game. Steroid have more drawbacks than a benefit. Steroid can cause serious health problems such as high blood pressure and heart disease, liver damage and cancers, and stroke and blood clot. Other side effects of steroid include nausea and vomiting, increased risk of ligament and tendon injuries, headache, itching joint, muscle cramp, diarrhea, sleep problem, and severe acne. So, the relevant authorities must establish rules and regulation and ensure that they are followed. Because we all know that any undesirable behavior can be avoided through negative reinforcement, such as punishment rather than reward. For the recommendation, the athlete can take dietary supplement like tablets, capsule, liquid, powder and bars. Dietary supplement can improve exercise and athletic performance. According to the survey, the use of dietary supplement for bodybuilding and to improve exercise and athletic performance is widespread. 2/3 of 3,887 adult and adolescent elite track and field athletes participating in world championship competitions took one or more dietary supplement according to the international survey. Taking dietary supplement is much better than taking a steroid. The most important thing is the athlete should get prescription and advice from doctor before taking any dietary supplement. That's all from us. Thank you.